Here are the negative impacts of social media. Social media is highly addictive. Over the course of recent years, social media has been rising dramatically with addiction. Social media addiction is without a doubt the highest with younger people such as teens and young adults. For example, social media is constantly used in high school every single day, and most students only use social media throughout the day. And whenever a student is caught being on their phone, it is more than likely that they're on Instagram or Snapchat. These trends will continue to rise with teens and early adults until there are more boundaries that are set in place, and teachers need to have stricter guidelines and more punishments about phones. Teachers need to put fear into students who constantly use their phones. If more rules are set into place, the chances of students being on their phones will likely drop. Another reason that social media is highly addictive is that people want to feel better about themselves. People who use social media will want to know the newest trends to fit in with everyone else. If they can't live up to the newest trends, it is more than likely that someone could become depressed or get bad anxiety from it. New trends are coming out every single day, and people nowadays will likely do anything to live up to them. Also, people who use social media can't get enough of it. I personally know so many people that have to be on Snapchat 24/7. And yes, Snapchat is good for texting and talking to people, but most of the time it's not that important, and it's not a necessity at all. According to Alice G. Walton on Forbes.com, she states that studies have confirmed that people tend to undergo a kind of withdrawal. A study a few years ago from Swansea University found that people experience psychological symptoms of withdrawal when they stopped using social media. This quote basically means that people have to be on social media at all times for them to be satisfied with their lives. Another close but similar topic is that social media can deeply hurt your self-esteem. Social media can be a deadly place when it comes to mental health. Within the past few years, I've seen so many people complain about their personal life and why it's awful and how it should be better. First off, posting stuff on social media will never help at all, especially when someone complains about something personal too. People need to understand the fact that social media is not an escape route, and what you put out there will never leave. If someone is having a serious issue, they need to talk to a trusted adult like a teacher, a parent, a counselor, or even a close friend. Posting on social media can make everything worse because anyone can screenshot it and it'll be talked about at school or work, and it's never going to go away, and that won't help your self-esteem at all. Everything today is about body image. Everyone who posts on social media is usually out there trying to brag about what they have or what they look like, but people need to understand that you need to be yourself. You shouldn't be something that you're not, and everyone needs to learn that you need to be your own person and to do your own things. Doing those things is the best advice for someone who just starts out with social media. Social media can cause many sleeping issues, especially with teens in today's society. From my personal experience, I can name many occurrences that have affected the way that I sleep just from social media. I can name countless times where I stayed up until 2 or 3 a.m. just talking to people every night. Me doing this drastically affected my sleeping schedule in a very, very bad way. Sleep is one of the most important things that someone can get throughout the day, and getting the correct amount of sleep every night can change the way you act and behave. Getting the correct amount of sleep is most important in teens, and with the way that things are going right now, getting the correct amount of sleep is pretty rare. Having a good sleep schedule with having school or a job can really help your mental health, and it's sad to say that most people stay up until 3 or 4 a.m. every single night just talking to people. And according to Dr. Bono on independent.com, he states that getting worked up with anxiety or envy from what we see on social media keeps the brain on high alert, preventing us from falling asleep. And as much as I hate to say it, this is 100% true. And it is still a huge issue. And the only way to limit this is to limit your social media usage. And finally, the last issue with why social media is bad is cyberbullying. In my personal opinion, cyberbullying is not as big as it used to be, and everyone has heard horror stories about cyberbullying on social media, and I've only seen it a little bit, but it's not a lot. And I'm not saying that it doesn't occur, I'm just saying that it doesn't occur as much anymore. And the only issue with cyberbullying that I've seen is that people just spread rumors about each other, and that's the harsh reality of it. To the people that have been cyberbullied, it can cause long term emotional effects about yourself, and being cyberbullied today is much worse than it ever was. And everything today spreads like wildfires, which can deeply impact the mental health of someone.